It is week number 10 of the high school football season, and tonight the Quakers of New Philadelphia made the long drive up from Tuscarawas County out here to Geauga County to take on your Chardon Hilltoppers in the Division III Region 9 regional semifinals in the Ohio High School Athletic Association High School Football Playoffs. How you doing, everyone? Matt Jaworski with you tonight as we get you set for what is Chardon's biggest game of the year. And really, if they advance, we can say that about every week from here on out. But tonight, the Hilltoppers face a team that they have not faced before, and it's a team that's going to give them a lot of problems tonight. Conversely, for the Quakers, they've only faced one team that has challenged them significantly, and that was Canfield, who they fell to by a closer score earlier in the year. Hilltoppers tonight going to have to come on out and stop New Philadelphia on third downs. This is a Quaker offense that averages and that converts nearly 50% of their third downs. That's going to be key in this game. Meanwhile, for the Hilltoppers offense, they are going to want to do what they've been doing all year long. Get on the board early, strike often, and rip off some big plays. Keep that clock running and keep the offense out on the field. With that, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will get you ready and we will have the game for you here on GTV. Tonight's contest on GTV is brought to you by the Junction Auto Family. Also by the Chardon Smile Center. We thank Precision Orthopedic Specialties. And Hazen Contracting, Inc., asphalt paving and seal coating. Additional thanks going out to Conic Law. And the Preston Superstore. We also thank our sponsor, Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service. And Always Construction. Thanks also going out to Zarzer Motors. Hilltopper Football Playoffs on GTV is brought to you in part by the Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club. Also by Sherwin-Williams and Ash's Window Cleaning Company. We thank Achilles Running Shop and Ronyak Paving. Additional thanks also going out to McRae Metal Products and OsteoStrong. We also thank Impact Church and Rock Construction Company. Special thanks also going out to Shoreside Plumbing and Alvort's.
All right, Topper fans, put your hands together for the Chardon High School Fight Song. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now please stand if you are able? Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor our great country with the Star-Spangled Banner and remain standing for the Chardon High School alma mater. All right, Hilltoppers, put your hands together for the Hey Song.
Hilltopper Football Playoffs on GTV is brought to you in part by the Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club. Also by Sherwin-Williams and Ash's Window Cleaning Company. We thank Achilles Running Shop and Ronyak Paving. Additional thanks also going out to McRae Metal Products and OsteoStrong. We also thank Impact Church and Brock Construction Company. Special thanks also going out to Shoreside Plumbing and Alvort's. here comes your 2020 Western Reserve Conference champion Chardon Hilltoppers. How you doing, everyone? Matt Jaworski with you as we get you set for this one. The Hilltoppers, the Quakers, moments away from kickoff here in the Division III Region 9 regional semifinals. The winner of this one will advance to take on the winner of Streetsboro and Canfield. Just in case you're wondering, locations have not yet been announced for the next level, if you will, the regional finals, but more about that later. We've got an important one tonight. A stake in the Elite Eight is on the line. The Hilltoppers facing their biggest test of the year. The Quakers come into this one having put up about 2,650 yards on the season. Granted, Chardon's done about 3,100 and change, 3,100 yards and change, but both offenses can be very dangerous. And this game could very well be won on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, it's going to be up to the Hilltopper defense to shut down the potent Quaker offense, but it will be, as you see, the Hilltoppers getting the ball first to begin this game. And folks, that has not worked well for opponents when they have given Chardon the ball to begin the game the last few times, because Chardon has simply come out and put up a ton of points on the board in the first quarter. If you look at last week, Geneva gave up 21 points to the Hilltoppers in that game in the first quarter. Brush, the same exact number. Again, 21 points in that first quarter. Both games, Hilltoppers started with the ball. We'll see what happens here. Elliott Warner set to kick it off. It's a high kick toward the right side. Toppers going to return it from about the 3 left side up near the 25, 30, 35. Good starting field position for Chardon. That was James Pettyjohn. And we're going to be talking a lot about that young man tonight. So Hilltoppers will get the ball first down and 10 from the 38-yard line. Going to be Drew Fetchick breaking the huddle, the senior QB, 6'1", 185 behind him. Pettyjohn, 5'11", 170. Sean Carr, 5'11", 190. Evan Ash, 6'1", 185. The big boys up front. Fetchick going to keep it himself, looking to go left side. Fetchick trying to get around the corner. Goes out of bounds near the first down marker. Guys up front for the Toppers include George Lemaster, 6'2", 265. Nick Fay, 6'0", 260. Dylan Friend, 5'10", 285. Matt Klasky, 6'3", 285. Jesse Desapata, 6'1", 290. Toppers going to hand it off left side. It was Evan Ash with the carry. Ash picks up the first down as they cross midfield. Alex McDonald, the tight end, 6'3", 205. And we'll see, among others, Brady Toth and Nathaniel Salka. Both, well, Salka's 6'4", Brady's 6'5". And those guys can catch the football. And we have some movement. Big number 73, Lewis Fike, 6'3", 265. Came across the line and plowed over one of the Hilltoppers. Moved that one 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 5 now for Chardon from the Quaker 43. Get you the Quaker starters in just a moment here. Tight wing tee for Chardon. Fetchick going to keep it himself, trying to cut around the right side. Fetchick One stiff arm gets around the 40 near the first down marker. And on the stop, Willie Wallace. Wallace, one of the guys in the secondary. He's joined by Caden Richmond, Drew Dummermuth, and Curtis Tetzlaff. The linebackers tonight, Matthew Beach, Logan Ort, and Logan Wallace. And the guys up front, Mitchell Stokey, Lewis Fike, Justin Rimmer, and Danny Gonzalez. Rimmer is the guy to watch, a senior, 6'4", 285. He is a big boy. And he has made a lot of QBs pay this year by pushing their lines back. Bit of a high snap. Quick throw, though. It's caught. Pettyjohn left side. Pettyjohn across the 30, 35. Pettyjohn 20. One man to beat. He cannot do it, though. Knocked out of bounds around the 5-yard line. And the Hilltoppers going to be in an and goal situation. They have had so much success just swinging the ball out. That was actually, I believe, a bubble screen right there for Pettyjohn, and it worked perfectly. He came into this game with a team-high 6 catches. Now make it 7 for him. First and goal from the 3 Toppers. Get toward the end zone. They're in! Touchdown, Toppers! Pettyjohn, I didn't think he made it at first, but he stretched it out and got it. Wait a second, they're taking it off now and saying he's down a yard shy. Mitch Hewitt wanted an explanation, he got it. So take that call off. The official on the right side came in indicating touchdown, and that's what got the Hilltoppers and their fans excited, but have to do it again here. Second and goal from the 1. Fetchick under center. Pettyjohn in motion. They're going to hand it off. Sean Carr, touchdown! The big man with the score. For Sean Carr, that is his 7th touchdown of the year. Now the Hilltoppers looking to tack on one more here with the point after. Tager ready for the extra point. Fetchick is the holder. The kick is up. It is through the air, and it is good. So with 9:48 left to play, the Hilltoppers jump on the board first and take a 7-0 lead. Appreciate you folks tuning us in here on GTV. This cablecast, partially funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees. We'd like to extend thanks to all the GTV funding communities, including those not bringing you this contest, for their year-round support. Our funding communities include Burton Village, Chardon Township, the City of Chardon, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township. Thank you so much for your support here on GTV. Well, folks, we saw the Hilltoppers with that drive just march their way down the field, and they have been doing that so often this year against opponents. And really, no big play on that one. It was just some nice pickups of, I shouldn't say big, I mean, when you're picking up 8-9 yards a time, that's some pretty good chunks, but it wasn't anything of a 20, 30, 50-yard variety, if you will. So Tager sent to kick it off here. A bit of a line drive kick. And we fielded at the 5 near side, coming across the 20, on his feet 25, and out of bounds near the 30-yard line. That was Caden Richmond on the return. So New Philly going to take over with some decent starting field position. Quakers led by senior quarterback Caden O'Neill, 6'0", 160. Behind him, the running backs tonight, Lucas Sharp, 5'9", 195, and Reese Meechin, 6'0", 180. Wide receivers, Caden Richmond, the senior, 6'1", 175, and Drew Dummermuth, 6'0", 175. Tight end is Mitch Stokely, 6'5", 235. They're going to hand the ball off, and nothing going there. Meechin met and stopped right away. Ferrante and Mendezun in on that stop. Justin Rimmer, 6'4", 285. Lewis Fike, 6'3", 265. CJ Belknip, 5'9", 215, and Tyler Tetzloff, 6'2", 225. And also Cameron Clarkson, 6'2", 235 is their line. We'll get you the Hilltoppers after this play. 2nd and 10 now from the 30. Clock running just above 9 minutes and counting. O'Neal, left side, has a man for the first down. They'll move the chains. That was Richmond who made the catch. So first down, Quakers. Guys up front for Chardon tonight, Miles Mendenzun, 6'4", 210. Gavin Slife, 6'1", 230. And Evan Gardner, 6'0", 200. Linebackers, Blake Barker, 6'2", 205. Vince Ferrante, 5'10", 190. Cade McDevitt, 6'0", 195. And Christian Hall, 6'0", 205. O'Neal looking to pass left side. Ball is caught by Sharp across the 50, down near the 45, and knocked out of bounds around the 43-yard line. So the Hilltoppers give up another first down. Guys in the secondary tonight for the Toppers will include Trey Liebhart, 5'11", 165, Nathaniel Salka, 6'3", 190, Brady Toth, 6'4", 180, and Kevin Doyle, 6'0", 180. Now the Quakers on the move, trying to respond on their opening drive. They've got a first down. They've done it with 2 passes, one to the right, then one to the left. O'Neal, 3 receivers in this game, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Meechin is in the backfield. Now they're going to send a man in motion coming right side. That's Dummermuth. They're going to hand it off. Meecham stopped at the line again. It is so tough to run on this Hilltopper team. Mendezun, Slife, and Gardner were all in on that tackle. Teams have had so much trouble trying to run against the Hilltoppers this year. And the strength and speed and agility of this defense is why. They are just so quick. O'Neal looking to throw quickly right side. Ball's up in the air. It is caught for a first down by Caden Richmond near the 30-yard line. Toppers say they have it, but the officials, I believe, are going to indicate he was down. Hilltoppers have not seen this kind of passing game since they played Mayfield in the regular season, and that's been a good few weeks. Caden Richmond lined up lone to the right, 2 receivers left side. O'Neal dropping back to pass, looking toward the end zone, ball up in the air, and he overthrows everybody. Now a flag comes out, 2 of them. Kevin Doyle was in on that coverage, and I believe this one's going to go against the Toppers and Doyle. Pass interference against Chardon. Will make it a first down and 10 Quakers from the 15. O'Neal dropping back to pass, looking left side, looking. Gonna throw it toward the end zone. Ball is intercepted! Taking it out at the 5, working his way toward the 10-yard line. The Hilltoppers get a big pick. And it's Kevin Doyle, the INT. Huge interception by Kevin Doyle with 6:50 to go here in the first quarter. He might have been on the 1, but regardless, Hilltopper is going to get the ball back Up 7-0 thanks to that great defensive stop. 1st and 10 from the 10. And they're going to move the ball straight ahead, pick up a few yards, some rough running right there. Was the big man, Sean Carr. And boy, I got to tell you, I was talking with Coach Hewitt after last week's game, and the praise he had for Sean Carr, and it's very similar to what, if you subscribe to the News Herald, what James Pettyjohn told John Camp this week, and that is just how good Sean Carr is. He's good running the ball, but man, he is a vicious blocking back. Topper's going to run the ball left side. They've got some running room. Ash spinning around, and Evan Ash out near the 16, 17-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down and short for the Hilltoppers. Going to be 3rd and 2 specifically. Salka checking into the game, but looks like he's going to be a split end. We've seen him, of course, multiple times this year come in. It's what Chardon will call the Wildcat when the QB's not in there, but Salka lining up split end far out to the right. Toppers. It's Fetchick keeping it, and Fetchick up the middle. He did not get it, was short, and the Hilltoppers will be forced to punt the football. Well, I'll tell you what, the officials want to bring in the chains. Boy, we have not seen a lot of measurements this year. There have been very far and very few in between measurements. Going to be interesting. The Hilltoppers think that they picked it up. And they did. Drew Fetchick did it with his feet, picks up the 1st down, and the Hilltoppers offense remains on the field. Boy, the Quakers were celebrating. That's what kind of caught me. It looked like they had the stop. But give Drew Fetchick credit. He needed 2 yards, and he got 2 yards and maybe 2 inches. So 1st down and 10 for Chardon from their own 19-yard line. Hilltoppers working their way left to right across the field. All black uniforms tonight, red letters trimmed in white. They'll run it left side, trying to get around the corner, picking up some yardage. That was Evan Ash. Boy, this is really interesting. We're seeing a lot of gives tonight to Evan Ash and to Sean Carr and to Fetchick. Normally, Pettyjohn is getting the call and getting the carries, but not quite the case tonight. And that's okay. Chardon's moving the ball. First, there's going to be 2nd down and 1 from the 28. I mentioned his name, and here he goes, trying to cut around the end. He's got it. Flag's coming out. I believe this one's coming back. Holding on Chardon. Wipe out that 1st down. It will push the Hilltoppers all the way back to the, believe that's going to be the 16 or 17-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 13. Yeah, back to the 16. Fetchick, bad snap, he gets it back. Fetchick trying to make something out of nothing, going to run toward his left. Breaks a couple tackles, dives forward to about the 15. Boy, Hilltoppers caught a break. That is the first bad snap of this season. Good job, though, by Drew Fetchick. He did not panic. He made sure he had the ball, so it was not a turnover. Quickly evaluated the field and then ran toward that far sideline, able to make it just a 1-yard loss. So it's 3rd and 14 now from the 15. Man goes in motion. Fetchick dropping back to pass. Looking, going to throw toward the right side and threw it away. Was looking for Sean Carr, overthrew everybody. And Topper's now going to be forced to punt the football. To be fair, this is the type of game now with, at this stage of the season, where you're not going to have the Hilltoppers going down the field every single possession and scoring points. We've become far too accustomed to that, but the competition has gotten a lot better as the playoffs wind down. Nathan Tager out to do the punting. Good snap. And it's a quality kick, going to be fielded around the 48 by Willie Wallace, and Wallace gets across midfield, and that is it. So Wallace with the run back gains 2, puts him at midfield, and that is where the Quakers will take over, trailing by 7 in this one. There was a penalty on the return. Going to be assessed 10 yards, so 10 yards from the return, so it was a holding. Will back the Quakers up to their own 38. Hilltoppers defense back out on the field. They stopped New Philadelphia with an interception. See what happens this time. Give his right side, Meacham, a little bit of running room across the 40, down near the 43-yard line left side. Salka in on the stop. Five-yard run was the best by Meacham so far in this one. Hilltoppers defense has only allowed about 1,200 yards of total offense this year. So divide that by 9, there you go. Give left side again. Meacham up near midfield gets the first down, running left side. Ferrante and Barker in, Ferrante and Christian Hall in on the stop. Quakers, we saw them go pass heavy on that last possession, and now come out with 2 different runs where they picked up some good yardage. O'Neal from the gun, fakes the handoff, looking to throw right side. The ball is going to be caught for a first down. Drew Dummermuth came back and made the catch. Good timing and anticipation on that one by the senior. Moves the chains toward the right side, or moves the chains for the first down with the pass to the right side. Caden O'Neal this year has thrown for 938 yards. It's about 100 yards a game if so. They're going to go back to the ground, and the Hilltopper defense says, nope, you're not going anywhere. Hall again, looked like Gavin Slife. Gardner in there as well. Meacham just nowhere to run. Loss on the play. Scoreboard says 3 will go with that. Second down and 13 from the 35-yard line. Three receivers out left side now. Nobody to the right. O'Neal going to take off. He goes forward, and O'Neal gets back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like a designed QB run. Clock running down here in the first. Hilltopper defense, it was a bend but do not break first possession. for New Philadelphia. Kevin Goyle interception in the end zone. Gave them the ball back. They punted, and now New Philadelphia facing a 3rd and 15 here with about 10 seconds to go. O'Neal dropping back the pass. 5 receivers going to dump it off. It's dropped. Meechin just could not hang on to it. He might have heard some footsteps coming. Hit him right in the numbers. And with 4th down and 15, we have completed 1 quarter of play. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have 2nd quarter action for you right here on GTV. This game is brought to you by the Junction Auto family and the Chardon Smile Center. We'd like to thank Precision Orthopedic Specialties and Hazen Contracting Inc., asphalt paving and seal coating. Also Conic Law and Preston Superstore. Our sponsors tonight also include Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service and Always Construction Company. Also, Zarzer Motors. Thank you so much for your sponsorship here of high school football playoffs on GTV. No, they switch sides of the field, and now Quakers working their way left to right. 4th and 15. And Logan Ort set to do the kicking. He's actually been getting some looks from colleges for his punting ability. He is a really good punter. And with a high kick, going to take a topper bounce into the end zone. They had a couple guys back there. That ball, though, I think got caught up in the wind. It's not extremely windy here, but you look at the flags, and frankly, they are flying different ways on each side of the end zone. So a swirling wind, to say the least, here tonight, and we'll give the Hilltoppers the ball on the 20-yard line. So the Chardon defense gets 2 stops. And now back out comes Fetchick and company. Pettyjohn in motion, gets the handoff. Pettyjohn makes a nice cut. Pettyjohn across the 25, near the 27-yard line. He saw something. I thought he was headed outside on that sweep, but instead cut it back inside. A nice run there by James Pettyjohn, who on the year averaging just over 13 yards a carry. They will fake it. Sean Carr up the middle fighting for some yardage, and Sean Carr nears the 30. And those carries to Sean Carr, they'll get you 2-3 yards a pop now, but the Hilltoppers hope it pays off later in the game. And you look at this Quaker defensive line. Guys like Rimmer and Fike go both ways, as does Stokely. So that is where teams have gotten in trouble against Chardon. Pettyjohn makes a nice cut, 1st down. 40, 45, where he's stopped out of bounds. James Pettyjohn picking up the 1st down and moving the chains. In that News Herald article, spoke about Pettyjohn when he was in middle school. Just, he preferred other sports to football initially, and part of it was because he was just so small. 98 pounds soaking wet, essentially. Eventually, he put on some pounds, and now he's the runner that he is. Again, he's going left side. Pettyjohn close to the 1st down, coming left side. They found something. And the boy, James Pettyjohn, the senior, 5'11", 170. He has meant so much to this team. Already one of the top runners all time in Chardon playoff history. He entered this game just 74 carries on the season, 1,012 yards with 14 touchdowns. Second and 1. Left side, Fetchick, and Fetchick tiptoes the sideline before eventually stepping out of bounds after a nice gain. Starting to see the Quakers with some of their guys having hands on their hips already. It's the big guy, Danny Gonzalez, the senior, 5'9", 220.
Let's go, boys! Come on!
Salka split end left side. Pettyjohn in motion. He gets the call. Pettyjohn trying to break around the corner right. Makes another cut, and Pettyjohn again picks up another first down for the Hilltoppers. Coach Mitch Hewitt calls the young man special. And I just cannot begin to tell you how many times after a game I've talked with Mitch and I've said, Mitch, Pettyjohn has had a phenomenal night tonight. He looks at me and he just goes, the young man is special. And he has truly meant a lot to this team. And realistically, you go back to last season, and it was the coming out party for Pettyjohn in the second half of that season. That really turned the Hilltoppers around. Up the middle is Carr. Couple yards there of hard fighting. But when they finally started to give the ball to Pettyjohn, and they realized, okay, he's got the ability, he's got the speed, and they fed it to him on a regular basis, things changed. Make no mistake about that. He really helped to offset the running of Joey Trevisano last year from the QB position. And the nice thing is he has really helped Drew Fetchick out too, because it keeps Drew Fetchick from getting hit when Pettyjohn's taking some of those blows by getting the ball. I mean, Toppers will again go right side, and Chardon, another first down towards the 10-yard line. Hilltoppers moving the chains. When you look at the attempts, yes, Drew has run the ball most, 93 times this year. Pettyjohn second with 74, and then Carr fourth with 43. But there have been years prior where, you know, you're entering into week 10 and the QB has 200, I shouldn't say 200, but 100, 150 easy rushes. It's just how good the Chardon offense has been, and the reason is James Pettyjohn. Fetchick keeping it right side. He reaches out. He's got it! Touchdown, Toppers! Drew Fetchick, his 9th touchdown of the year. And that is a big one. Tagger out now to attempt the PAT. Of course, we've seen Chardon this year convert a couple of two-pointers, but that time they don't need to. When you got a guy like Nathan Tagger just crushes the PATs, you're good. So with 8:40 left to play, it is Chardon 14 and New Philadelphia nothing. Folks, want to talk about this one because it is so important. The Chardon Hilltopper High School Athletic Department raffle. Drawing will occur at the halftime of the boys' varsity game on February 5th. Proceeds from the raffle are earmarked for a new scoreboard here at Chardon Memorial, a very much needed scoreboard. Second prize, $500. The grand prize is a GMC Terrain. Boy, look at that thing. That is sleek. It is beautiful. I can tell you, my wife and I were looking at some vehicles earlier this year, and she really liked the GMC Terrain. She's already told me that we're going to be putting in several tickets for that. Yep. She said, as soon as you get paid this month, Matt. I said, okay. Yep, cash my check. Not going to get the whole thing to Doug, but nonetheless, you guys will get some. Boy, that could really make a Valentine's Day gift, by the way. Hey, honey, forget roses. You're getting a GMC Terrain. Tagger, that one's going to bounce. Bit muffed, eventually picked up at the 5. The Quakers return it back near the 20, but real tough time on the return for Logan Ort. And I'll tell you what, I'm surprised we have not seen Logan Ort carry the football yet in this game. Ort is a young man who his head coach says is the heart and soul of this team. And then you look at his numbers entering this one. We'll get those after this snap here. O'Neal from the gun, man in motion, looking to throw. Going to swing it out right side. It's caught by Ort, but he's got really nowhere to go. Ort, 76 carries, 483 yards. He's not the workhorse, but usually they'll give him the ball every so often just to take something away from Meacham. Ort, his 7th reception of the year. Prior to this, he was averaging about 16, 17 yards a reception. Second and 12 after that 2-yard loss. O'Neal looking to throw and wave it off. Flag on the play. Procedure penalty against New Philadelphia. Move them back 5 yards and make it 2nd down and 17. Folks, you have to think part of it was the home field advantage here at Chardon Memorial. They were passing out some cowbells in pregame. And this place is getting louder by the minute. These fans realizing this may be the last time they see the boys at home this year. And they're making sure they are loud and they are making an impact. O'Neal looking to throw. Now he's being flushed out of the pocket. O'Neal being chased. Going to throw incomplete. Was looking for Dummermuth. So Dummermuth could not make the catch. Was well in front of him. Going to bring it 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 from the 12. And this is where on 3rd downs, now granted, when you're on a 3rd and 17, it's a bit different than a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 7, but they've converted 49% of their 3rd down conversions this year. O'Neal dropping back to pass, quick throw, incomplete. Was looking for Ort and could not hit him. Brady Toth was right there. So it'll be 4th down and 17. And Logan Ort going to be kicking likely from around his 1-yard line. Heck, he might even be standing on the goal now. He's inside the goal line. Now we'll really get to see his kicking ability. Bit of a high snap, gets the kick off, a good kick. McDevitt going back, chasing it back, muffs it, couldn't hang on to it, gonna scoop it up at the 25. And Cade goes down near the 27-yard line. Ort unleashed a great punt. He got that one up into the wind and it just carried. Cade, you can see him just eye it, went back on it like an outfielder going after a ball hit over his head and just was about a step away from hauling it in. Good news is, though, no harm, no foul there. The Hilltoppers with the football. They'll have a 1st down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Barker gets it on that receiver swing, trying to cut around the outside, can't do it. The Quakers were ready and snuffed that one out from the get-go. I think when Blake's in there, you kind of know that one's coming at this point in time of the season if you've seen a lot of the Hilltopper game film. You bring Blake out for a reason, and that's to get him the ball and to use his speed. Loss of 5 on that play, 2nd down and 15 now from the 23-yard line. Toppers go back to the ground game. Right side, that's Pettyjohn. Picks up about 5 or 6 on that run. And gets near the 28-yard line. So back to the original line of scrimmage, going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Hilltoppers. Toth bringing out the play. That young man has caught 5 receptions this year for 98 yards and a touchdown. You know, this might be one of those times where they decide to go to Brady. Why not? He's 6'5". He can certainly do some damage. They're looking to throw the ball. Right side, Toth makes the catch, 40, 45, first down. Great separation by Brady Toth on Curtis Tetzloff. He found a spot where him and Tetzloff and Matthew Beach were, and he just got himself in a nice zone between Beach and Tetzloff and made the big play. That is what has been missing from Chardon teams in the past, a QB that had the arm and the accuracy of Drew Fetchick. In my 13 years of covering the Toppers, I have not seen an arm here in Chardon like Fetchick. And Fetchick making the most of it this year. Big first down Toppers. Carr forward, picking up a few yards here and there. Good run by Sean Carr. And on that stop was Mitchell Stokey, the tight end. Going to be 2nd and 7 after that pickup. (14-0) Toppers. And Fetchick keeps it himself, 50. Fetchick toward the 48. Then a late flag comes out. This ought to be interesting. Flags going against New Philly. Give the Hilltoppers a first down with that penalty.
73-1-2.
There's going to be a personal foul against New Philadelphia. Toppers will now have the ball inside the 35-yard line. First and 10, Chardon from the 32. Pettyjohn in motion and wave it off. A flag came out just around the time of the snap. Gonna go against New Philly. Encroachment against the Quakers. Make it a 1st and 5 now for the Hilltoppers. They'll take it. Angelo Ferrante was a split end, by the way, in that. They'll run it up the middle. Another run by Sean Carr. Where that young man works so hard to get 3 yards a run. And then it pays off when he's A, near the goal line, or B, you see him bust off a 10, 15-yarder when we get into the 3rd, 4th quarter. Salka split end coming left side. Pettyjohn, Ash, and Carr, the running backs. Man in motion to give to Pettyjohn, makes a cut. And James Pettyjohn up near the 20-yard line. gets a first down, and the Toppers will move the chains again. Chardon offense burning up some clock time here, and that is a blessing. Keep that defense off the field. When you've got the offense on the field, you're the one controlling the game, and that's what the Hilltoppers are doing with the 2-score lead at this point. Fetchick going to keep it himself, makes a cut, jumps, or I should say falls forward. Give credit though, Beach in there on the stop made a good read and dive to bring the QB down. Going to be no gain on that play, so 2nd down and 10, Chardon. Toppers will break the huddle. Brady Toth lines up slot, far side. Pettyjohn in motion. Fetchick looking to throw. Going to put it up toward the end zone. Ball in the air. Toth has it. Was he in? No!
Interference.
Officials say he was out of bounds. I think he might have also dropped the football. It was tough to tell from my viewpoint here at Chardon Memorial. You folks probably had a better viewpoint with the camera work there by Spencer. Shout out to Spencer, by the way, working the camera tonight. Chris Graw, along with Ryan Radke and Jim Kellogg out in Berkshire doing the Battle of 87, Part 2. That's how you finish it off here in Geauga County. The Battle of 87 in Week 10, no matter what. Pandemic be darned. 3rd and 10. Fetchick looking to throw again. This time toward the left side. Tasalka can't get it, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Hilltoppers got a little bit greedy there, going for the end zone twice. Both times Fetchick was off the mark, and now this ought to be interesting. Nathan Tager coming out to attempt his longest field goal of the year. This will be a 37-yard attempt. So Tager trying to make this a 3-possession game. Gets his foot into it. Kick is in the air. He got it! Nathan Tager, the 37-yard field goal, and the Hilltoppers are up 17-0. It is so wonderful to have a kicker like Nathan Tager. Nathan came in kind of unknown to the coaching staff, and we've mentioned this a few times, and he has made his presence felt. Folks, want to remind you once again, the Chardon Schools Foundation is teaming up with Heinen's, the You Shop, We Give program supporting local schools. Make sure you re-sign up. You have to do it every single year. 1% of your purchases goes to the Chardon Schools Foundation, which you can re-register, or if you have never done it, register now. Go to heinens.com/schools to fill out the information. You can hold your phone up and scan a QR code, or you can also call their customer relations department, or if you're in the store, I'm sure you go to their customer relation, I don't call it a booth, but their area over there and do that. Stand, maybe? Yeah, you can tell I'm someone who's never worked at a grocery store before. My wife does all that. It's probably been maybe a year since I was last inside like a grocery store. Quakers trying to return the kick, and they have nowhere to go. Tremendous coverage by the Hilltoppers. Caden Richmond has had a rough night back there, returning kicks. Made it to about the 20, and that was it. The speed of this Hilltopper defense is about the same as it is with this Hilltopper special teams unit. Evan Ash came down to make the stop. Think about that. You get hit by him when he's on offense, just blasting people as a blocking back, and then he comes out on special teams and does that. 1st and 10 Quakers, 2:29 before halftime. O'Neal gonna dump it off. Knee jumps, hit and dropped after the catch. Ferrante was right there. I think Vince was spying on him, anticipating that one. Boy, Vince Ferrante, the heart and soul of this defense. 62 tackles, 43 solo. So 2nd and 10. Clock now at 2 minutes and counting before halftime. The Quakers will get the ball back to start the 3rd quarter. O'Neal rolling out left side, feeling some pressure, stepping up. O'Neal running toward the sideline, going to throw the ball away and out of bounds. 3rd down now. Now the Hilltoppers, we have not seen them get much pressure on Caden O'Neal tonight. That was the first time. They didn't touch him, but they at least had some guys chasing him. And we may be seeing more of that as this game goes on. Quakers subbing a few guys in, subbing a few guys out here. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Man in the backfield. Quick throw, and it is dropped again. Boy, O'Neal just not able to get these passes off, and these are just short passes. Gonna bring it 4th down, and Logan Ort gonna have to punt again. I don't think, or at least I wouldn't think, that they would go for the fake here. Not this close to halftime. Each team, by the way, with 3 timeouts. So Ort out to do the punting, bit of a low snap, picks it up and got it off. Takes a couple bounces. Cade gonna pick it up and just step out of bounds around the 34-yard line. Boy, Logan Ort averages about 39 yards per punt. And he has done better than that tonight. He's had some beauties. Flag on the play. Let's see who this will be against. The officials are pointing Chardon. Moving the Toppers back about 10 yards, so would imagine it was a holding of some kind. Will be 1st and 10 Toppers from the 29. Gives the Pettyjohn, stays in bounds, importantly. Clock will run here. Gain just a yard, maybe 2. Where are the officials going to, well, yeah, okay. Well, I thought for first they were going to put that one back on the 25. They've marked it at the 27. Clock running down, and New Philly not wanting to take any timeouts here. So I got to think the game plan is just run the ball, stay in bounds. Pettyjohn again coming left side, and Pettyjohn running room. Pettyjohn the first down. He does stay in bounds at the 40. First down, Chardon. And now the Toppers will stop the clock with 51 seconds to play. Why not? You get a fresh set of downs here. Want to take this time because we have not had much timeouts here, very few stoppages. Send a shout out to all the Chardon alumni watching this game. And alumni, make sure you connect with the Alumni Association. You go to their website, chardonalumni.org. Again, chardonalumni.org. Sign up for their email notices and more. Unfortunately, no class dinner this year. We all know why. Not going to pause on that, but they promise the next one they do will be huge. So stay tuned, stay connected. Check out that website, chardonalumni.org, chardonalumni.org, and sign up for that email. So here's the situation, folks. 51 seconds to go. Toppers first down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Toppers might be starting to wear down these Quakers. Fetchik looking to throw, trying to dump it off, going to throw it out of bounds, is looking for Ash. Smart move by the QB, although it does stop the clock with 47 seconds left to go. We might see the Hilltoppers go back to the run game here. Angela Ferrante checks in as the split end. Pettyjohn in motion, gets the call. Pettyjohn going to be dropped in the backfield. Just good, solid defense by the Quakers. It was Danny Gonzalez who made the stop, just shedded his blocker, and then got Pettyjohn. Clock running under 30 seconds to go. The Hilltoppers will likely run the final play of the half here. And it's going to be a run. No way they're going to stop this clock here. Pettyjohn in motion again. He gets the call. Pettyjohn right side. And Pettyjohn breaks through a couple guys. Picks up a first down that stops the clock temporarily to reset the chains with 2 seconds to go. And Mitch Hewitt wants a timeout. And now anything, folks, is possible. You look at what the Hilltoppers have offensively here. You have a guy like, from a receiving standpoint, Alex McDonald, who has 2 touchdowns. You have Sean Carr, who has a touchdown. Brady Toth, a touchdown. Salka with 3. Blake Barker, 2. A lot of options here for the Hilltopper offense. The question is, what are they going to do here? Chardon has been moving the football. The ground game, we've been seeing it as this game has progressed. They're starting to wear down the Quakers. No doubt about that. Not quite going in for the kill here, but boy, if Chardon can get a big play and get 6 points, what a statement would that be right before halftime? Everybody comes set. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right for Chardon. Carr goes in motion as a blocking back. Fetchik gonna put it up down the field. Toth has it! Toth has it! Toward the end zone! He stepped out of bounds with no time left on the clock around the 5. Oh my goodness! What a throw, what a catch. Nearly had it. We head into halftime. Hilltoppers have all the momentum, up 17-0. This playoff game brought to you by the Junction Auto family and by the Chardon Smile Center. We also like to thank Precision Orthopedic Specialties and Hazen Contracting, Inc. Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating. Koenig Law. Preston Superstore. Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service. Always Construction Company. And Sarser Motors. With that, folks, you see them right there. They're in their Halloween costumes. I was wondering about that because you didn't see them. They were in their normal band uniforms for pregame. You know what's coming up. Stick around, stay tuned. The best band in the land with that Halloween show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Hilltopper Marching Band is being led onto the field by Field Commanders Will Squires and Anna Gerstner. As you can see tonight, we present our traditional Halloween show. Composed by Andrew Lloyd Webber, our first tune is originally from a hit Broadway musical and then a movie. Here is Phantom of the Opera, and by the way, that's Ryan Brown out playing the Phantom. Next is a song that needs no introduction. The movie was a huge hit at the box office in 1984 and is easily one of the funniest and most creative films ever made. The hilarious thrill ride never seems to get old or dated. Featuring our majorettes, Who You Gonna Call? Ghostbusters! All right, Topper fans, put your hands together for the Chardon High School fight song.
Welcome back, everyone. Chardon Memorial Hilltoppers up 17-0 here at halftime. And it has been a great game for Chardon. And folks, speaking of great, we've got, if you can see it right here, we've got this great sign. It is courtesy of the Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club. You need to make sure you go to their website and to chardongridiron.org. They've got a number of fantastic signs. And those signs, I mean, you can see you got the helmet right there, the megaphone. What we just had right there, that was the large. And they've got all different sizes. I've got in my hand here, if you can see it, this is the small sign. And again, you go to their website, check it out. They've got the pricing on these things, but it's so cool. You can put them pretty much anywhere you want. If you've got a man cave in front of your house, in the backyard, in your vehicle to a certain extent. There's so many things that you can do with that. And again, it's the Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club website. That's my personal favorite right there, that lit up sign with the LEDs on it. All these products are courtesy of a number of great sponsors from the Gridiron Club. It includes Brock Construction Company, who donated all the plywood and did all the painting for the wood. Merritt Woodwork, who did CNC work, they cut all the plywood. Sherwin-Williams donated all the paint for this project. McRae donated the sheet metal. Joining Metals did all the laser cutting. U.S. Powder Coating powder-coated all the metals. And Alex McDonald, we don't even have this on here, but it's one of my favorite. It is the cornhole set. Alex McDonald did the cornhole set. So you go to the website, you can call or text. You see the number on the bottom of your screen right there as well if you want one. But when you come to games, you want to do it in style. And look, you all tailgate. We know what goes on. Make sure you have yourself a Hilltopper, an official Hilltopper cornhole set to tailgate, or show your Hilltopper pride in your front yard as well. Such great Hilltopper, don't want to call it gear, but items. Show that Chardon pride. Hilltopper football on GTV brought to you by the Chardon Hilltopper Gridiron Club. Boy, we could not do this broadcast without their support. We also thank the following sponsors: Ash's Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Sherwin-Williams, Achilles Running Shop, Roniak Paving, OsteoStrong, McRae Metal Products, Brock Construction Company, Impact Church, Alvord's, and Shoreside Plumbing. See the Hilltoppers there, heading toward the sideline. They had just a fantastic first half, folks. 17 unanswered points in this one for the Hilltoppers. First one came on their opening drive. Sean Carr, a 1-yard touchdown run to get things going. The ensuing possession for the Quakers, it ended with Kevin Doyle having a pick. Maybe it was the one, maybe it was the end zone. It was tough to see from my viewpoint. But then in the second quarter, early in the second, Drew Fetchick capped off a big drive with a 10-yard run. And then late in the second quarter, Nathan Tager, a 37-yard field goal. And that's where we stand 17-0 right now, coming out to start this third quarter. Always great for you folks to be tuning in here on GTV. Squib kick. Going to eventually be picked up by Caden. Oh my goodness, he had no hope there. Evan Ash again. Caden Richmond. I didn't get to say the young man's last name because Evan got down there so quickly. Evan Ash has just been so impressive today on the special teams. And he's played special teams all year long, folks. But it almost goes unnoticed. But in this game, Evan Ash is picking it up on the special team side of things. Just using his speed, great coverage, got down the field and made the stop. Caden O'Neill and company comes out. Ort gets the handoff, and he's stopped in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Ferrante was there. Mendenzun was there. And it's more of the same. Opponents continue to try to run on Chardon. Good luck, because that's what it gets you. A loss of about 5 yards on that play. Going to be second down and 15 from the 17. O'Neill talking to Ort, moving him around now to his right side. Everybody comes set. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They're going to throw down the right side. It's caught middle of the field. Woo! Big hit. Matthew Beach hung on. But the Toppers with a big hit. Quakers are hoping that right there may give him a little bit of energy. Salka bringing the pop on the stop, and he hit him good. First and 10 from the 36. Meacham, nowhere to go right side. A lot of black jerseys. These guys just love to be around the ball. They are just so quick. I asked Mitch Hewitt, what defense was better? This defense now or his senior year? And didn't want to put him on the spot with that, but I thought it was a really interesting question. And look, Niels, the game's just so different between then and now. These guys are so much quicker. The game's played a lot faster. O'Neill under pressure, being chased. Now around the end right side, O'Neill going to duck out of bounds near the first down marker. Caden O'Neill making something out of nothing there. He had McDevitt chasing him. On the year, O'Neill just 39 carries, 281 yards. He doesn't run a lot, and that one right there was because of great coverage by the Hilltoppers secondary. And also because he was being chased. So 3rd and 5 after that big gain by O'Neill of 5 yards. Looking to throw left side, and it is caught. Broken tackle, and stopping and then slipping was Richmond. So Caden Richmond caught the ball, kept on running, but then looked like the old turf monster got him, just tried to change direction, and he lost his footing. Richmond, the leading receiver on this team, 29 receptions, about 600 yards on the year. And 7 touchdowns as well. Quakers trying to get themselves back in this one, trailing by 17. Looking to throw right side, and nobody home. Clearly the QB and the receiver's not on the same page there. If you remember back to the Aurora game last year, it was this situation right here. Toppers controlled the first half, but not the second half. And you have to wonder if some of these guys who started that game last year are kind of thinking about that now. We can't let these guys score. We can't let them get back in this game. 2nd and 10 from the 31. Caden O'Neill from the gun, going to keep it himself. Makes a cut at the line of scrimmage, and O'Neill picks up about 5 yards on that run. We'll bring up 3rd down and 5 from the 26. You got to think at this point in time, trailing by 3 scores, it's a situation where they're going to be going for it no matter what. Although, who knows? Their kicker, Elliot Warner, has hit a 47-yarder. O'Neill feeling some pressure. Mendenzoon. Now he's going to throw the ball across the middle. It's incomplete. I thought O'Neill might have had a chance just to take off and pick up the first down with his legs, but he chose to throw it. Just could not hook up with his receiver there, and brings up 4th and 5. And now what do they do? Elliot Warner is on the field, going to go for the field goal. It's a 43-yard attempt. Again, he's made from 47. How often do you see a kicker, by the way, wearing number 89? Good snap. The kick is up. He has the height. Does he have the distance? No. So the missed field goal gives the Hilltoppers the ball back, and now Chardon will have a chance to start to pull away here if they can get in the end zone. Mentioned this earlier and worth mentioning it again. If you want to win yourself a 2020 GMC Terrain courtesy of the Junction Auto family, make sure you head to chardonathletics.org. Tickets $25 a piece. And the money raised will go toward helping purchase a new scoreboard here for Chardon Memorial. It is desperately needed. This is the original scoreboard, and it's not they don't have the bulbs for it anymore, it's the rest of the parts. Fetchick going to keep it himself. Fetchick on the ground picks up about 5 or 6. Nice job. Lowered his shoulders and gained a couple yards extra. But boy, folks, that certainly, if you can enter, be a part of a new scoreboard here at Chardon Memorial. Fetchick coming under center. Pettyjohn in motion. Pettyjohn gets the carry, makes a nice cut. Pettyjohn bouncing out near side, 40, 45, and Pettyjohn with the first down, his best run of the night. For most of this year, we've seen James Pettyjohn just wait for it and just turn it and make the cut outside near the sideline. That's not been the case tonight. He's noticed a number of openings and has cut it right around the tackle position. He's seeing some things that have allowed him to gain some pretty good yardage. Hasn't busted off the big one yet, but boy, it could be coming. 1st and 10 now from their own 45. Pettyjohn in motion again. Fetchick keeps it. Fetchick trying to turn the corner near side. No, knocked out of bounds, and a late flag comes out. Holding against the Hilltoppers. Boy, I don't know about that one. So that'll back the Hilltoppers up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So here we go, 1st and 23 from the 45. Excuse me, from the, we'll say the 31. Who has it? I don't know. Whoa, getting out of it and getting it near the 45 is Evan Ash. All I saw was black jerseys, Fetchik running away from him. Tremendous misdirection, and folks, that is the wing T right there. Now a late flag. Sideline warning against the Quakers. I thought maybe something else happened, but sideline, just a sideline warning. Nice run, though, makes it 2nd down and 10. This time it's Fetchik. Fetchik running to midfield near the 45, hangs on and falls across down near the 43. It's starting to get a little bit loud here, and the home fans realizing what this drive could mean. Cheerleaders starting to throw projectiles, little footballs into the stands. Why not? Just, girls, I hope you don't jinx anything right now. Mission's not done yet. They've got 43 yards to go. Pettyjohn right side, 40, 35, 30, down near the 20, and he's pushed out of bounds. Tetzloff saved a touchdown for the Quakers, and the Hilltoppers just running all over New Philadelphia right now. Boy, at this point of the game, this is such a huge, huge shift for Chardon. The defense got the stop. They forced a missed field goal. And now Pettyjohn on the call. Got up to about the 20, maybe the 19 if it's a good spot. Gonzalez in on this tackle. But the Hilltoppers just methodically marching down the field. And again, eating up clock. We're near the halfway point, at the halfway point right now of this 3rd quarter. So less than 18 minutes to go of total game time here in regulation. Fetchik with the misdirection, tries to cut up, eventually does. Going to pick up a few yards on that play. Willie Wallace, the free safety, comes up and makes the stop. Third and 5 for Chardon from the Quaker 16. A lot of options right now for the Hilltoppers. Nathaniel Salka, the split end near side. Tight wing T. It's Pettyjohn, crosses the line across the 10, down near the 7. Sets up a 1st and goal situation for Chardon. And the Hilltoppers are now just creeping closer and closer to that goal line, what they have done all year long. Pettyjohn, 90 total points this year, leading all the Hilltoppers in scoring. It's Carr who gets the call. He's in! Touchdown, Toppers! Sean's 2nd touchdown of the game. This one from 7 yards out. Tagger now out to add on the point after. It's good. So 4:31 left to play. The Hilltoppers have increased their lead to 24-0. Appreciate you being a part of this one here on GTV. Hey, folks, want to send out a huge thank you to all our sponsors, and especially the Hilltopper Gridiron Club. We cannot be doing this game without them. If you or your business want to get in the game with sponsorship, make sure you contact the Gridiron Club. They've got 2 members. You see them right there on the screen. Give them a call. Either Tim Semler at 440-487-3116 or Alex McDonald at 440-251-8214. What a unique opportunity to be part of history here. So be part of Hilltopper playoff football. It's been a very special season, to say the least. And this Hilltopper team is on the verge of completing some special things here. This very well may be their last game here at Chardon Memorial for the year, no matter what happens tonight. Tager, a strong kick, and be picked up by Richmond around the 5. Hit a couple times, crosses the 20, not much more than that. A little bit of late extracurriculars and blocking, but the official is going to let it go. Shout out, by the way, the folks at the concession stand. Hot chocolate tonight, absolutely delicious. Nice little pick-me-up. O'Neal going to give it to Ort. Tries to make a cut at the line and nothing going. I saw Slife help me make this stop. A number of Hilltoppers were in there. I just hope once this whole pandemic thing is past us, I'm going to say it again, folks, when it gets cold like this, you guys here need to cook some chili, because I'd be all over that. And I know a lot of people would too. Warm up our bellies, please. O'Neal looking to throw, has time. Down the middle, a bit underthrown. It's knocked away. Great coverage by Chardon. And now a late flag from the sideline judge. More important, boy, that looked like great coverage by Kevin Doyle. The official on the sideline of New Philadelphia made the call. He was about 30 yards from the breakup. Don't know how he didn't see it, and you had the other official who was about 10 yards and was right in front of him. He didn't call a thing. Wow. Hilltoppers have had a number of calls from a passing point not go their way tonight. O'Neal stepping up in the pocket, flushing out. O'Neal's hit at the 30. McDevitt got him. Was chased by Slife as well. Check that was Mendenzun. First time they've got to him tonight. Boy, if you just look at the body language of these Quakers, they're just a little bit slower than they were in the first and second quarters. O'Neal, it's tipped and it's incomplete. Christian Hall got his hand up and knocked it down. Hilltoppers were pressuring O'Neal, and that will be incomplete. will bring up 3rd down and 12 from the 29-yard line. Chardon's defense has allowed only 4 touchdowns this year. They get upset, and I'm dead serious when opponents just even get a first down on them. O'Neal, a little bit of pressure, had to throw it early, nearly picked off. Solka came in, tipped it up, couldn't hang on to it. And it's 4th down and 12. For Solka, that's his 4th pass breakup of the year. He nearly had an interception. Toppers, quick change of personnel before the snap. Bad snap. Ort able to get it. Wow. Another good punt. McDevitt calls fair catch, and he makes it. He has been challenged tonight with those punt returns. So with 2:43 left to play here in the 3rd quarter, Hilltoppers up 24-0. Out comes Drew Fetchick and company. Been a good night for the offense, even a better night for the defense. Fetchick will run it. No, he's going to throw it down the field. McDonald in and out of his hands. Oh, my goodness. Alex is going to be wanting that one back. He was on one-on-one coverage, and it looked like he had Curtis Tetzlaff beat, and he just could not bring it in. First time they've gone to him tonight. You know, I'm going to stick up for the young man here. It is brisk outside. When I was in line for the hot chocolate, there was this white stuff that was occasionally coming. It must have been dandruff, I think. I'm going to go with that. But it is cold. That ball, it's a lot different to grip and feel in this kind of weather. So, no excuses, though. I know Alex will say that after the game. He's going to want that one back. Topper's going to go to the ground. Pettyjohn got popped as he crosses the 30. Picks up about 3 on that run. Going to bring up 3rd down and long. Officials actually marking the ball on the 33-yard line. So make it 3rd and about 5. Quakers playing for their lives here. They give up another score, and this one's basically over. They have to get a stop here. Pettyjohn in motion. Fetchick keeps it. Fetchick going to be brought down near the 1st down marker. Did he get enough? I don't know. And the officials, we've seen this tonight, they're going to spot him about a yard shy. We'll bring up 4th down and about 1. Topper's offense wants to go for it, and Hewitt says, let's do it. So the Hilltoppers, we haven't seen them go for it very often this year. But they're going to do it now, up 24-0, seeking this 1st down, and perhaps a chance on this drive to put this game away, but it starts right here. They're running out of time. They got to get the ball snapped. And there's a flag! Undisciplined football. The Quakers encroached. How about that? First down for Chardon on the penalty right there. That is just huge. Fresh set of downs, and the ball on the 42. Fetchick will give it up to, Pettyjohn. Pettyjohn near midfield. Stays in bounds as he's brought down, and we are nearing the end of the third quarter now. For Chardon. They knew coming in that this would be their toughest challenge of the year. And you can tell they have not taken the Quakers lightly at all. This group is fired up. Folks, there's 12 minutes to go in this one. We're going to pause, take a timeout. After 3, it's Chardon 24, and it's New Philadelphia nothing. This game is brought to you by the Junction Auto family and by the Chardon Smile Center. We also would like to thank Precision Orthopedic Specialties and Hazen Contracting, Inc. Conic Law is a proud sponsor of Hilltopper football, as is the Preston Superstore. We also thank Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service and Always Construction Company. Also, Zarzer Motors. Begin play here, the final quarter from Chardon Memorial. Hilltoppers near midfield. Ground game just taking chunks away. It's Pettyjohn again, and Pettyjohn doing what he does best. Big first down for the Hilltoppers. First and 10 now from the 35. Chardon just marching down the field. Pettyjohn goes in motion again, gets it, makes a nice cut, and Pettyjohn near the 20, well, near the 30, I beg your pardon. Toppers taking their time as they break the huddle. And they've got plenty of it. Clock running, under 10:50 and counting. Fetchick going to keep it himself, looking to go right side. Fetchick cuts the corner and goes out of bounds on a late flag. Going to be a holding penalty against the Hilltoppers. We'll make it second down and about 11 now for Chardon. Fetchick dropping back to pass, pump fakes, now puts it up in the air, looking for Salka, and Salka can't make the catch, throwing a little bit too much into the sidelines. Boy, he wants a pass interference penalty. He's not going to get it, though. Well, maybe now there's a flag. Let's see where this one's. I didn't see that flag. Going to be against the Quakers. Good break for the Hilltoppers. Going to give Chardon a first down and 10. And now, what is it, a timeout for Chardon. So Chardon going to call a timeout here with 10:16 to go. Folks, high school sports just part of our programming lineup here on GTV. Coverage will be hopefully continuing all year long for Berkshire Cardinal, Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, and Chardon sports. End of the fall season. Hard to believe that. Of course, the way this weather is, I guess it really shouldn't be. But folks, stay tuned because we've got some great winter sports programming we hope coming up. Of course, still waiting on word from the governor on that one, but all indications are winter sports will be a go. And if winter sports are a go, we can only hope that means that we'll also be bringing you later on toward December some wonderful community programming as well. That yet to be seen, but certainly hope that'll be the case. Here's something to chew on as well. Hilltoppers are up 24-0 in the fourth, and Canfield is up over Streetsboro 24-0 in the fourth right now. So if things don't change, Canfield and Chardon will renew a rivalry. They haven't played in a couple of years, and last time they did, Canfield took both of them. Evan Ash gets the call, goes ahead. That might have been the scissor play. I don't think we've seen that maybe once or twice this year. Beach in on the stop for New Philadelphia. Brady Toth brings the play out. Hilltoppers come set at the line. 2nd down and 3. They're going to pitch it left side. Pettyjohn up near the 10, and that's good for a first down. Hilltoppers methodically moving the football on this drive.
Put him out. Go.
Salka comes in as a split end right side.
Go.
Toppers will go left side. Fighting for it is Ash. Makes his way up near the 5. Thought he might have had a couple extra blockers help him, but give New Philadelphia credit. They came in there. Able to get enough bodies around him late. But the Hilltoppers, as the clock continues to run here in the fourth, looking to get a score to put this game away. Fetchick now from the gun. Sends Barker out to the right. Fakes it. Going to keep it himself. Looking to go left side. Fetchick stretches out. Did he get it? Touchdown Toppers. There we go. Delayed call, but they get it. Fetchick, the 5-yard run in the Hilltoppers. Going to have a running clock here in the fourth. Strike up the band, all right. Tagger's PAT attempt is up, and it is good. With 8:05 left to play in this one, Hilltoppers in control. 31-0. Folks, I want to talk here about the old Hilltopper Football Films Project. Over 150 cans of old game film dating from at least the 1950s through the mid-80s that we want to digitize. However, we can't do it without your help. So contact Nick Goshi. You see his email right there? Goshi, well, Goshenia @hotmail.com. That big outburst came from the crowd when they heard it's a running clock. They've become very accustomed to that here in Chardon. You know, the Hilltoppers to this point in time of the season have had just 3 road games. That's been it. A 37-6 victory over Kenston, 35-7 over Riverside, and 55-7 over Brush. Other than that, all the games have been at home. So they've had 5 home games. That little bit of a squib kick, picked up by an up back. Going to bring it across the 30 to about the 35, and that's where New Philly will take over here with 7:34 left to go. Toppers will keep the first offensive unit out on the field. But the Hilltoppers have won home games here at Chardon Memorial. They beat North 42-7, South 50-0, Mayfield 35-14. That was the only non-running clock in that one. Wave that play off. Procedure call against the Quakers. They downed Howland 49-14, Geneva last week 57-13, and right now it is 31-0 Chardon. Going to be 1st and 15 for the Quakers. Run the ball left side and nothing going there. Ort, who averages about 6 yards a carry, held to about no gain on that run. And right now for the Hilltoppers, it's a matter of finishing this game strong. New Philly going to put it in the hands of Ort again. Goes straight ahead across the 35 to about the 36. Will bring up a very long 3rd down situation, maybe 3rd down and about 8. As this cold weather sets in here at Chardon Memorial, it's going to be a night of warm feelings if you're a Hilltoppers fan, because Week 11 is about to become a reality very shortly here. O'Neal to the air, makes the catch. That's Richmond. Goes out of bounds. Hilltoppers, of course, bowed out of the playoffs last year against Aurora, a heartbreaking defeat. They vowed to be back. They are back. Aurora's not. O'Neal puts it up down the left sideline, a bit short. Ball up in the air. It is incomplete. No flags this time. Instead, they'll be getting a date with Canfield at a location to be determined. We would all love it if the game was here at Chardon Memorial, but I can't guarantee you folks that the OHSAA is going to do that. They may very well put it someplace in between, and if that's the case, I gotta think a place like Streetsboro, Ravenna, Twinsburg might be at the top of the list. Give this to Ort, breaks a few tackles. Ort on his way to the 30, down near the 25-yard line. And McDevitt finally brought him down. So Logan Ort with the big run. One of the biggest gains of the day for New Philly. Comes with under 4 minutes to go here. Hilltopper defense at this point in time just playing for pride, trying to keep that 0 up on the scoreboard. They fake it. O'Neal looking to get around the end. O'Neal, no, he's back to the 30. Loss of about 5 on the play. Barker got him down. And you just saw right there the explosiveness of Blake Barker. Boy, Blake can get to the outside and make things happen, and he just did it right there. Came in from his linebacker spot. Now a 2nd down and 15. Listen to this noise here. It is loud for the few folks that are here. Ball up in the air and nearly intercepted. Trey Liebhart went up for it. Could not come down with it, though. Richmond, I think, got his hand up and knocked it away. And an injured player down near the New Philadelphia 43-yard line. For the Hilltoppers, this is a chance for them to get some water in their system. That's Logan Ort who went down, signs of cramping. And I'm going to tell you what, we've actually seen that some Hilltoppers players come to the sidelines and get stretched out for cramping as well. Case where, you know, it just gets so cold and you really don't want to drink, but you got to stay hydrated, and you do it leading up to the week. Hey, another reminder, folks, Chardon signs, make sure you order them at chardongridiron.org. They make great Christmas presents. Topper showing some blitz. O'Neal puts it up, overthrows everyone. Couple of Hilltoppers were bearing down on him. Evan Gardner and Blake Barker were 2 of them. Doyle in on coverage on that one. And here we go. Going to bring it 4th down and 15. And folks, invite you to stick around following this one, because we're going to try to do something we haven't done all year long, and that's go down to the sidelines, or to the huddle after the game, if you will, and listen to Mitch Hewitt address the team. O'Neal flushed out to the right, looking, gonna throw it toward the sidelines. It is incomplete. He was out of bounds. Richmond made the catch, but he was not in bounds. Would have been short anyways. And with that, the Hilltoppers will take over on downs. And Chardon the Hilltoppers are a minute 17 away from returning to the regional finals. They are going towards the Elite 8. And the only thing that keeps them right now is time. They got a minute to go, so about 2 snaps, and that will do it. There's one. Hilltopper fans, are you ready? Back-to-back seasons now that your team will be appearing in the regional finals. And folks, make no mistake about this. This team, while it's happy to returning there, wants to do much more than that. I'm sure that they will savor this game, but they have desires to do more. There we go. That'll do it. Hilltoppers take the final knee. And the final score tonight from Chardon Memorial is the Hilltoppers advance. It is Chardon 31 and New Philadelphia nothing. High school football on GTV is brought to you courtesy of the following sponsors: the Junction Auto Family, the Chardon Smile Center, Precision Orthopedic Specialties, Hazen Contracting Inc., Conic Law, the Preston Superstore, Burr Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Always Construction Company, and Zarzer Motors. We also want to say special thank yous going out to the Chardon Gridiron Club and Ash's Mayfield Window Cleaning Company, Sherwin-Williams, Roniak Paving, Achilles Running Shop, McRae Metal Products, Osteo Strong, Brock Construction Company, Impact Church, Alvord's Yard and Garden Equipment, and Shoreside Plumbing. With that, we're going to send it down to the field and hear from Mitch Hewitt.
And I would say this, I think both sides of the ball had a really good game plan for tonight, but what produced that was what came out here from you guys, all right? That's what made it hard to defend.
Hey, fellas, before the game, I told Coach Naz, this is the most confident I've been all year. Did I tell you that? You know why? Because of great week of preparation. Hey, guys, we all Canfield. Let's go. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got the chart. Yeah, slight. Hold
it up!
It's filling up, fellas. If you're 3-0, when you need to be 3-0, I don't want to say I'm in a loss of the words, but that was that's a pretty good football team. Now, mind you, you're in for the most violent game you've ever played next week, this Friday. But where's it going to be? What's our record? 47-6? 47-6. It's hard to beat us here, fellas. We're going to defend the hill, continue to defend the hill. My biggest concern right now, this might shock you, is not football. It's totally outside of our ability to control, but we got to do our best, right? Like, you got to, you got to stay away from peers, stay in the groups. So we'll work on some things in the building, okay? But we got a great thing going. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There's so many people who have given so much to get us to this point, but we got to be smart, okay? We got to think about what we want in the next few weeks. Deny ourselves our instant like. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's go. Okay? That was.
Hey, here in Sharp, you call that a simple butt kick.
I don't even know who to break it. I'm really, really hard on our starting quarterback, who currently is what? What's your record, Joe? 9-0. Break it down.
Hey, Jay, that's great.
Well, folks, you heard Mitch Hewitt right there address his team, and they know what is at stake. They're going to do their absolute best to keep it that way, folks. We want to thank our crew tonight: Spencer Hill on camera, art director Brian Foster, executive producer Dave Jevnikar. What a night it's going to be here in Chardon. Hilltoppers 31-0 victory over New Philadelphia. They now have a date set with Canfield in the Division III Region 9 Ohio High School Athletic Association regional finals known as the state quarterfinals. Folks, We hope to be back with you next week to bring you live Hilltopper football here on GTV. I am Matt Jaworski. On behalf of all the rest, we'd like to wish you all the best.